What's going on, guys? Black Scout Survival, and today we're going to be talking about when to bug out. And you know, a lot of people do videos on bug out bags and all kinds of bug out stuff, but how do you know when it's time to bug out? You know what I mean? That if you leave too soon, you could be making a mistake because it could be quickly over, or it could be something like Katrina, where if you stay, you wind up losing everything or dying or becoming in a worse situation. You know, so there's a few things that you need to consider before you bug out, or to know when to bug out. And I first heard this acronym on a podcast. I can't remember who came up with it, but it's a very good acronym. I was writing down, taking notes when I was listening to this podcast. It was, you know, I think 2 or 3 years ago. But the acronym is RED OUT. And basically, we'll go through the list, starting off with R, resources or lack of. So let's say, you know, you're in a situation and you run out of food in your house. You know, you're sheltering in place, you run out of food. Obviously, you need to go, you know, go find better resources. Or, you know, there could be a place that has better resources, and so you need to bug out there, you know, or you run out of resource at your home, either or. So resources, obviously you need these things to live, so you need to, you know, obviously bug out if you run out, or bug out if there's a better place that has more resources than what you have or what you need. The next thing, E, is environmental threats. Obviously that should be a no-brainer. If you got a Cat 5 hurricane coming at your house, you need to leave and go somewhere else. And when we're talking about bugging out, we're not talking about totally catastrophic end of the world disaster, although we could be talking about that, but also just common sense stuff, you know, like Katrina. A lot of people try to stay and weather the storm, and they wind up, you know, dying or losing everything they had. So environmental, you know, getting away. If you're, you know, in Asia, Japan, and a tsunami's coming, obviously, you know, you need to leave, or, you know, so basically common sense, environmental, if you're going to be in danger by staying there, okay? The next thing is destination. D is destination, and bugging out if you have a bug out destination. If you don't, then why would you bug out? Because you don't have any place to go. You know, living out in the wilderness is probably not ideal for a lot of you, because you couldn't sustain yourself out there. So why would you do that? So you need to have a destination, obviously, or if you don't bug out. You're at your destination. The next one is overwhelming force, and this could be, you know, getting attacked by people. Residential homes are not built to be impenetrable. Most houses, if you have a brick home, you know, it's pretty tough, but it's not impenetrable. You have windows, doors, and all that kind of stuff. You could knock it. If you have vinyl siding like these new houses, you can take a Grand Force Bronx axe and be in it in about 20 seconds if you wanted to, or probably 2 minutes if you wanted to, just by hacking away at the side of the house. So houses are not built for that. So overwhelming force, if you're, you know, obviously outnumbered, outgunned, you need to bug out. Don't stay there and basically wait for your death, you know. The next one is unprepared for the situation. So let's say this is the first video you've ever watched on Black Scout, and you never prepared for anything, and something happens tomorrow and you have nothing, no supplies, anything. Well, then obviously you need to bug out. Let's say if it's, you know, a hurricane or something like that, you need to go ahead and get out and get to another area where, you know, you're safer. Just like the overwhelming force, your house cannot withstand a Cat 5 hurricane, 100 looters, or whatever it may be. You need to bug out to a safer place. So obviously that's also looking at maybe medical. If you're, you know, lack medical supplies, you need medical supplies or medical treatment, you need to bug out to get those. Or lack of resources, like the first thing we said. The other thing is that 20% of the population is on behavioral medication. So you really have to, you know, be aware of that once the grid goes down, a lot of people are going to be off meds and stuff like that, and it's going to be dangerous, you know, crazy people that don't have medication. So that's another thing to be aware of. So The next thing, or last part of the acronym, is threat growing. And you know, if violence is imminent, obviously you want to get out to a safer place. You don't want to stand around in a dangerous place waiting to get, you know, jumped by a bunch of people. You want to get out and get away and get to a safer location. So, you know, looking at like the LA riots, not standing around a riot area, go ahead and get out. Bug out. Get away from the situation. Like I said, again, the bug out word, a lot of people think only doomsday prepper type stuff. I'm talking about get out of the situation. So riot, chaos in the neighborhood, you go ahead and leave. And like in the LA riots, like the Korean neighborhoods were getting, you know, attacked, and the stores were getting robbed, and they wound up, you know, having to defend themselves with firearms in that situation. They shelter in place, but they were getting overwhelmed even though they had firearms. The other guys did too. We're overpopulated for the most part, you know, all over the world, and most homes and residents, you know, like you look at the suburbs, a lot of people live in apartments. A lot of people are moving to cities. Cities are growing larger because that's where the jobs are. And it's, you know, getting to where you have a large group of people. So if something bad happens, what do you think is going to happen when you have a large group of people and everybody's going nuts? So that's something you have to be aware of as well. And basically what we're getting to with the Red Out acronym and everything else is that you have to look at the risk versus the reward. Is it going to be worth your time to, I mean, is it going to be safer for you to bug out and the reward's going to be better? Is trying to get the reward going to risk your life? You know, so you have to look at these things. But anyhow, guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to subscribe to our channel because we put out a few new videos every week. And as always, thanks for watching.